Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is another edition of the Overstimulated podcast. I, once again, am Ryan.
I'm Danny.
I'm smart, and that clap was wet as hell. It's like...
And this episode is brought to you by Separated Trail Mix. All the trail, no mix. Samad, how you doing, my man?
Man, I'm alright.
You alright?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm good.
You just take helium?
Nah, I'm good, man.
Yeah. Chilling.
Oh, should I be like...
You don't.
Yo, check it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Got it.
Boom.
You warm right now in that coat, or?
Honestly, I'm not. Like, it's
lighter than you think?
Yeah, a lot lighter than you think.
That's good. Bringing out the coat early, I like it.
Yeah.
But it's chilly today. So that's correct.
Yeah. No, I went out with, like, no jacket earlier, and I feel like I had to overcompensate for how cold I was.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, this is a tough time of year for that shit. You don't know how to dress.
Yeah.
If you're not up on your weather.
Yo, for sure. The one day I didn't check the weather, actually.
Yeah, I never check the weather. I just free ball it every day. Yeah, so how you been?
Life is absolutely amazing. It is what... I was going to say it is what it should be, but I hate that, like, statement. Life is good, though.
But it is what it should be.
Is it?
I think it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's, yeah.
And maybe that should be. What do you think, Danny?
I think it is what it is.
Yeah.
Good. That's good. So we give every guest a gift, and we have a gift for you.
Oh, snap.
Kind of for you. It's under those blankets right there.
Yo, is somebody going to, like, jump out like it's Ellen?
No, it's not Ellen. We don't have Ellen budget.
This is, like, huge for whatever it's going to be. Oh, wow.
It's a bed sheet.
One more.
Woo! A great box. Yo, this is huge. What the hell is this going to be? Oh, snap, Mad Water. Is this for Newark?
It is.
Yo, honestly, thank you. This means
no problem,
a lot.
Man.
This means a lot. You guys are going to help me with bringing this to my car, though, right?
Of course.
All right, thankfully.
That's all you.
Thankfully.
We expected you to be like 300-pound, bouncer size. So that's what we got.
Shoot,
I expected you to be brown, dude.
What?
Yeah, I thought you were going to be brown.
I like... How brown am I? Like,
no, like Middle Eastern brown.
oh.
I read Smiled Savage. I was like, yes.
I was just looking like at my skin like, shit, what is this? Like, if it's not brown.
No, it's brown.
He's colorblind.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah. It was actually like a time that I was talking to this one girl, and I showed her this other girl that I was talking to. And the girl that I was like interested in was, I think she was of Indian descent. And she goes, yeah, I didn't know you like brown girls. And I'm just like, I used to talk to you and you're brown, but she was black. So I didn't know that like Middle Eastern / like Indian people call themselves brown.
Yeah, I don't want to speak on behalf of every brown person.
But yeah.
But we kind of...
You just did by calling them all brown.
I was going to say you kind of set that label.
Shit. Yeah. All right,
I guess it's fair.
It's fair.
Fair enough.
If we're just going by skin colors, then yeah, like we're brown. You're brown too, but you get to say black
Light
too.
brown.
I don't get to say that.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. How'd you get your name?
How'd I get my name? Shoot. My brother pretty much came up with it. I started off with like the worst rap names ever and gradually became Samad Savage. Stuck with that one the longest.
Mm-hmm. Like, you didn't tell us some of the...
Yeah, I started off with S1.
That's not bad.
It's pretty bad. The reason that it did get worse, but the reason that one's so bad is because there's DJ Sus1, there's a producer named S1, as in a symbolical one. So like I wasn't aware of that at like 10 years old. Then I changed my name, and this is when I got like heavily into Marvel Comics to Venom, because I just liked it. I thought it was dope, And I grew up. But not fast enough, because I was still into the comics and said, holy crap, there's somebody more powerful than Venom. I'm changing my name to Carnage. But I didn't know the actual definition of Carnage. And when I looked that up, I said, hold up, that's not me at all.
Much.
Like, yeah. So I didn't want to go back to Venom. I was asking my brother, like, yo, what kind of name do you think I should have? And he said Sam Savage. And because, Samad is spelled Samad, he said, just take the AD out. And I was like, all right, cool. And I just didn't like the way it sounded. It rhymed too much with ham sandwich,
Yeah. That's a bar.
Yeah, it is, but I feel like people can use it against me.
Like, Kanye had a sandwich bar.
Yeah, like, I don't know, Sam Savage, how you Muslim, but your name sounds like ham sandwich. Like,
you know, it's easy for you.
Yeah, like, no, I didn't want that.
Yeah, it's just kind of putting your head on a silver platter with that.
Yeah. I just kept it. So then I like gradually made it Samad Savage. And like I said, I just kind of stuck with it. People still ask me why that's my name. They think I'm like some kind of Chicago drill rapper or something like that. But the definition that I built for it is like I feel like a true savage is somebody who's themselves no matter what the hell anybody thinks. Like, they just consistently dares to be different. Mm-hmm. Like, so yeah.
What do you do to dare to be different?
I be myself. I feel like that's different nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. So
yeah, not for sure. So your last album, can you bring us through how that concept came about?
Yeah, sure. I had written the name Trust the Weird Kids down. No, actually, sorry, I'm gotta reconnect the timelines.
All good.
About 3 years ago, I did a song called The Clear, and it got me a sponsorship with Urban Outfitters, and that was dope while it was happening. And they did like this interview with me, and one of the questions is like, what would you give advice to something like that? I don't remember exactly what it was, but my answer to it was trust the weird kid. He's on to something, and that was like in reference to myself. But that was like 3 years ago. Then last year, I was just like, yo, I just really like the way that sounded. I should do a project called Trust the Weird Kids. And I was like, I can't call it Trust the Weird Kids. He's on to something. That's a long ass name. And also, I want to have it, instead of Trust the Weird Kid, Trust the Weird Kids, because I want everybody to be able to relate to it. Because I don't make music for myself. I make music for everybody. So, long story short, I just wrote down that and was like, I still want that he's on to something there, or they're on to something there. Made that the second track and said, holy crap, let me try to make a sentence. Like, nobody's ever done this and actually has made each song stick to the topic of the sentence. And I already had a song called Trust, and I already had a song idea that went, don't put your hands on me, which came into being Don't. So I was like, okay, shit, I'm already lining it up. Trust the weird kids, don't trust the bullies. They're scared, society won't accept them. So be yourself. 10 tracks. Awesome. Now the hard part was actually making the music for all of that and making it make sense. So I spent the next 6.5 months just, doubling down on it and making sure I can make it as perfect as I could possibly make it while sticking to the subject.
Cool. You brought up Don't, which I think is like a crazy standout track from that album.
Thank you very much.
How did you decide to go about that topic in that way? Because it's not usually how we talk about domestic violence on a public forum. And maybe explain to people that haven't heard it kind of what it's about. Well,
it's about, I start off the song talking about the stereotypical regular story that sadly does happen often, where a woman is just being abused and she doesn't know how to speak up about it. But by the end of the verse, she's saying, and that's what I'm gonna say to the police if you try to leave me. She's flipping that narrative to benefit her, and pretty much the boy in the story, or the man in the story, is being abused by her, and then eventually the police, because nobody likes to believe a man. And I told that story because I had 2 friends in the past year, maybe year and a half, that experienced that, and nobody wanted to believe them. So that hurt them, and they just had to take that on the chin and keep moving on. So I felt like their side of the story deserved to be spoken up about. And for any man who's abused, like, not all men are in relationships where they're much bigger or stronger than a woman, or even so, they might be super huge and the woman might be small, but that doesn't mean that she can't take advantage of that man's kindness and consistently hurt him. So as I said, I feel like that needed to be spoken on by somebody.
Like a rarely touched upon subject in music too.
Yeah.
And then you also touched upon something else that's not talked about, I don't think enough, which is kind of like PTSD and trauma with police officers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you bring up the stat of like, the 3 people dying in however much amount of time, and that he had seen 1.
Yeah, I did that because although I don't really rock with police officers, I don't want to say all of them as a whole, because that's like the same as somebody saying, no, I don't really like black people. Like, you can't just judge a whole group based on some people's actions. But through my experiences in life, I haven't really been treated fairly by them. But I didn't want to push that narrative that all black men just have a problem with cops and that's just how it is. Like, we do understand that there are cops who are put in situations where they have to do things that they don't want to do, or they feel like, I'm prepared for this situation. I've seen this happen 1,000 times, and they make the wrong move. They make the wrong, they make the wrong move. The only problem that I have in real life that I haven't spoken on in the song yet is that I feel like some police officers aren't held accountable to the full extent that actual innocent people are held to most of the times. But the cop was dead wrong. But if you didn't know the backstory, if you just saw on the news, oh, man who abused a woman was beaten by a police officer unfairly, does the police officer deserve to go to jail? No, he doesn't, because he was protecting the woman. He's had enough, and more police officers should do that. That's what most people's mind would be. But I want people to think like, but what if he didn't actually do that? And this woman, regardless, I didn't mention the race of the woman in the song, but I mentioned that the dude was black. So it's like she's taking advantage of the situation, saying, look, I already know police officers have a negative stigma with your kind, so I'm pushing this onto you. And you have to just deal with that. And that's just a real thing that's going on out there. I just didn't want to ignore it.
Yeah, so definitely a nuanced way to look at it for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So how was the approach different with this project than your last one, Gray Area?
The Gray Area, I mostly just made songs. A lot of the songs were revealing about myself and my past and stuff. And then this one is more so for the world instead of myself. Although I am a weird kid myself, like I was also writing what I felt like I needed to hear at certain times. But yeah, as I said, the Gray Area is more about me, while the Trust the Weird Kids is more about the current world we live in.
Okay. What made you a weird kid?
What made me? You're great at this, by the way.
Thank you.
What makes me a weird kid? I guess just being an outcast is what makes you a weird kid. Even if you do have like your small group of friends and whatnot, if you guys aren't necessarily, and when I say allowed, I don't mean like prohibited, but like you're uncomfortable around certain people. Like certain people will make you feel uncomfortable for being around them because you're being who you are. Then that makes you weird, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. But they don't want to take what comes with being called weird. Like a lot of rappers that I mess with have called other people like, yo, this dude's a weirdo, not to specifically me, but about people. But it's not really bad to be weird. That just means you're different from everybody. And that's okay. And I feel like that. And being what I said earlier about the definition of my name, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of just like how you look at the definition of weird.
Yeah.
You could look at it as different, or it could be like, used as like creepy.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
if you're proud to be weird, you're a savage in my eyes.
That's cool.
If you're proud of it. Yeah. Not, pushing the narrative that you're weird just for clicks. I hate that. But
yeah,
if you're naturally a weird person and you're proud of it and you want people who are weird to be inspired to open up and be who they are in public, that's as savage as it gets.
I agree. For sure.
Thanks.
What kind of things were you into as a kid? Music, movies. I know you mentioned comic books.
I probably shouldn't say this, but like the first thing that came to my mind when you said it, I was like, oh, fire and pornography. Like that's what I was into. But
that's what I'm into.
Yeah. Besides, not too much has changed, sadly. Yeah. But, nah, I was just joking. But I used to always produce. Like even when I was 8 years old, like that's when I was first introduced to this program called FL Studios. And right about now is the time that I should take off my jacket because it's getting hot.
Yeah, I got nothing on under this hoodie. Not to do that to people.
I didn't know it was going to get like that. But as I was saying, my family tells me that I've always had like music within me. Like I would do things like call out the difference between a clean version and unclean version of a song. Like I'll say like, oh, there's something missing. This is not the original when I'm like 2 years old listening to music. So there's that. I used to I got in trouble for turning the gas stove on just to hear the and beatboxing and rapping to that. And like my uncle just comes downstairs like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, light a match and that's the hardest drop ever.
Yeah, right? Oh yeah, they about to really feel this fire. But like, yeah, I've been musically inclined. Like I was never like a kid who was like bad. Like I never did anything for the purpose of being bad. Mm-hmm. Like I got caught playing with fire, like actual fire, like a lighter and stuff. And my brother told on me, and my mom said, you can burn the whole house down. So what I did after that, I didn't stop playing with fire. I would just burn paper towels, and whenever it got too hot, throw it in the toilet. So there's no way that it can actually catch the house on fire. And I made sure I didn't do it on my brother so I wouldn't get told on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I wasn't bad. I just always tried to get around and hide things.
That's good fun, though.
Yeah, for sure. Fire is amazing, kids.
The axe can and the...
Oh, the axe can.
Oh my gosh, yo. Man, the times I've had with that.
That was like the middle school equivalent of a 30 rack. I feel.
Yeah.
Every time I smell Axe, I literally am like right back in middle school.
Yo.
It was just wafting through the hallways.
Yo, you remember like the bod spray?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I could swear that was just cologne, and that's what everybody should use. Is just cologne. Like,
Yeah.
Remember
until I
Axe?
was like 16. Like, ugh.
Axe chocolate.
Oh my
I
god.
They had a
Yeah.
bunch of 13-year-olds just smelling
Yo.
like.
I remember something else chocolate from the era, the LG chocolate.
LG chocolate.
Yeah, it was like one of those phones. It was like a phone where it would like go down and you push it up.
Do you remember the jukebox?
I do. It was the juke.
Oh, the juke. Yeah. It would like flip
Yeah.
around the other way. What a terrible design.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Sidekick.
The
Sidekick,
that's
that
classic.
was cool.
Yeah, that was like.
I still wish I had one.
Yeah, I was so jealous of every kid
Yeah.
with a sidekick.
If they could come out with an iPhone that like flips like a sidekick, I would
Hell yeah.
buy it. That's awesome.
You guys remember the Alias?
I do.
Alias?
Yeah.
I had an Alias.
Yeah, I had
Nah.
the 1 and the 2.
So wait,
Damn.
if we're talking about phones, we remember. Like, what was the first phone that we all had?
Alias.
Alias.
They're
I
like
think
double
it was an Alias for me, I believe.
Okay.
Oh god, I had like a knockoff chocolate. I remember it wasn't even mine. My parents didn't let me have a phone for a while.
Oh,
So I'd
snap.
steal my mom's and like I'd bring it to school one day and tell everybody it's mine. What's your number? Get it and then delete it.
Yo, you
before I
were
got
brave
home.
because everybody uses their phone. Like,
You guys remember talking to girls when you only have 250 messages per month?
yo, I overdid that
texts.
so many times. I once was talking. This is when Instagram first came out, but like texting wasn't up to date. Like, I was texting this girl who had an Android in Canada. And like, I could swear I was like damn near in love with this woman. Like, everything was great. And we were talking, and then one day my mom was like, "What the fuck is the bill? $500." And she's like, "I'm taking away your phone." Like, you never need to talk to this girl again. And I'm just like, this is so wrong because like me and this girl could have probably had a great long distance relationship, but I just like called her like, "Yo, I'm sorry, but I can never talk to you again. Like, the bill is too high." She was like, "No, wait, explain it." And I'm just like, "Nope, I can't. I gotta go."
minutes, baby.
Like, yo. Like, oh my gosh, like it was terrible, but
Yeah, I mean, that's really precious time back then.
yeah, most definitely. Oh,
My first girlfriend was on RuneScape.
RuneScape.
RuneScape? Yeah, you ever play
What's
RuneScape?
RuneScape.
You didn't play RuneScape? Like the online.
I never played it, but I'm familiar.
Sounds familiar.
I was on.
What
it
was
all
like?
the
What was
time.
the objective of that game?
Nothing. Just waste time.
Like a Minecraft-ish kind of thing.
You like leveled up. You got
Okay.
like stronger in certain regards, and then there was this place called the Wilderness, and that's where you would fight other people.
Oh, that's fun.
So I was a little shit.
So where'd you meet her?
So I used to.
You like you go through, see like the nostalgic spots of your relationship in RuneScape.
No, there's like one spot where like when you first create your character, you go to.
Mhm.
And I had a thing for like the white blonde characters in that game. Like you got to design your.
Little did you know you were playing with a huge black dude named Demetrius. Like,
Her name was Kenzie. And we like got this spot.
sure it wasn't Kenny.
Might have been Kenzie. She broke my heart.
Oh no.
How'd
Yeah.
that happen?
She said one day her brother just didn't want her talking to me anymore.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was in. I remember the day I got broken up with on RuneScape.
The excuses for like kids breaking up is so bullshit. Like,
That
my
dude
phone
broke
goes
up
too
with
high.
me for
Like,
no reason.
What an asshole.
Yeah, my brother just doesn't want me talking to you anymore. Like,
No, her brother messaged me. He was
Wow.
he was a prick too. I forgot what he said. Blocked
Damn.
it all out.
Yeah.
But I was in the back of the car, like on the way to the doctor's, and I just start sniffling. My mom's like, "What's wrong?" Like, I didn't do anything. And I was
Oh
just
my
like,
gosh.
"Oh, like school was just hard today."
yo, this clip right here needs to go viral, and we need to find Kenzie. Like,
Oh shit. That's so crazy. Kenny,
yo,
where are you?
This
the
is,
internet is alive, bro. Like, let's take advantage.
you know how I
point.
you know how I don't doubt that it was a guy
What?
because I made a girl account. And I was just like looking for a lesbian girlfriend. That's how I got my rocks off at like 11. You're addicted to porn. I was addicted to catfishing.
Yo,
I'll do it now, though. You know what I mean?
little
It's even
did you
funnier
know
now.
though, like there's somebody just like you on the other line.
Yeah.
So, like, so you both of you guys are like gay, but just not how you thought you were. Like,
You guys see that Black Mirror episode?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
ever see that one?
oh, which one?
It was like in the new season where it's like the.
Oh no.
Okay,
no,
we're good.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
good.
like I've like finished like first season and a half.
Okay, yeah, I'll let it be.
Dope.
This isn't a spoiler. Miley Cyrus is in it,
Yeah, I heard about that.
and her character. She released the music that her character
I
has.
saw that. I listened to the
Yeah.
album, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to watch that episode.
Yeah, I didn't watch that episode.
Yeah.
I don't really like how like Miley's career went. I think she
Yeah.
like used hip hop, and then when it was not the right thing
Beneficial
for her
anymore, yeah.
image anymore, she just dipped it.
Yep.
Or maybe when like Mike Will made it, broke up with her.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, they were dating?
yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
I
like,
didn't like that phase at all.
yeah, it was weird.
She just kicked her Jordans off.
Yeah, done with these.
The only thing I didn't like about it is like most people when they like come to like hip hop culture, they leave with like at least one good song that we all loved. Not Miley. I hated all of the songs. I don't
Yeah.
know why they were charting. Like,
Yeah.
and this is not disrespect to Miley Cyrus because I don't think she's a bad person or anything. But like, I just like at least Justin Timberlake had like a whole album
Mm-hmm.
of stuff from like black people R&B that just sounded still amazing.
That shit
till
was
this
crazy,
day.
and it
Yeah.
was all the Timbo beats.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then he came out with the other Timbo album, the 2020 Vision one. That was absolutely
Mm-hmm.
great. And then now he's like Man of the Woods, and like,
Yeah.
it's just not the same.
Yeah, you put on a flannel, you're never
Yo,
going back.
word. I'm just like, yo, I don't even want to see what happens after this anymore.
I think we've been hating on flannels like 2 straight podcasts. We're never getting a flannel sponsor.
Why?
I don't, like it's just been easy to make fun of flannels. I wear them occasionally.
It's funny. I actually. First time I met you at Best of Basics, you were in a flannel. Like, I just thought about it.
Flannel-ish.
But nah, like, I don't like flannels because I used to work at Hollister.
Yeah.
And the style they used to make you wear, like they'd be like, yeah, pretty much wear like a thermal and tie a flannel around your waist a certain way and wear the flannel over it.
Yeah, that was
and
a signature.
like with tight jeans and stuff. And I like tight jeans now and still did even back then. But I'm just like, why do I have to wear a flannel wrapped around my waist for me to like fit the quota of what you guys are trying to push?
Yeah.
Like just because you want 2 people to buy 2 shirts doesn't mean I have
Yeah.
to enforce that. Like,
Have you been in a Hollister lately?
No.
so like scary.
What do they look like now?
Trash.
Like what's
Same.
like Abercrombie like now?
Oh, I don't know. I never went.
Yeah.
Ever since they dropped me, nothing.
They don't smell like cologne in there anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when
That
they
used to be
stopped
crazy.
that.
Yeah, I'm actually
But
thankful about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought some shorts from there the other day. I'm not
Really?
gonna lie. Yeah,
I have a pair of Hollister pants that I bought in 2019.
I have like all these perfectly fine like American Eagle shirts and shit, but I don't know.
It's that logo.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm done with those like American Eagle, Hollister. What's the other one?
Aeropostale.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aeropostale. I'm done with all of them.
It's all sportwear now.
Yeah, it's
Champion.
weird. Yeah,
I like
Champion's
Champion a lot right
Yeah,
now.
I like that comfy clothes is acceptable. everywhere. Yeah.
I wonder how long that's gonna last
Until Starter gets picked up by Urban Outfitters.
until Kanye starts wearing something different.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Oh my gosh, you remember when like Yeezy first kicked off and then all you saw was everything Yeezy, but it wasn't from Yeezy?
Yeah.
Like everybody's wearing super big sweaters that they had from like their grandma. Like, oh yeah, nah, it's in style. Like, no, it's not.
yeah,
I'm glad people stop wearing the shirts that go down to your knees.
yeah, that was a bad Kanye fashion era. The quilts and the
Yeah.
I saw a guy today that was dressed like that, and I think even he knew he looked like an idiot.
yeah,
Nah, bro.
yeah. It's just
Not gonna lie, I wanted one at one point, but
I think I had one.
I'm glad I didn't find one. It's a
was
lot easier to
gifted it.
explain.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is. What was it like having the Urban Outfitters sponsorship? They give you clothes.
That
and
was
shit?
so amazing. Like,
How did that come about, if you don't mind?
literally mentioned their name in the song, and they were like, "Yeah." So I mentioned their name in the song again. Didn't have the same results, and was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna mention you."
They changed their
Yeah.
advertising people.
Yep. No, literally what
Yeah.
happened. Like as soon as the person that worked there stopped working there, I stopped getting free clothes.
Damn.
Yeah. It was so dope though. They seemed like a box of just stuff. Like,
They
yeah,
have
here
sick
you go.
clothes.
Oh
it's just
man,
expensive,
so worth
too.
it. Yeah,
It's like-
yo, and like their clothes is nice. I mean, was nice then, but like if I can get that sponsorship again,
Yeah,
bro,
it's nice
so
now.
amazing. Yeah.
Would you take a Hollister sponsorship right now?
Hell no, never.
Yeah.
Like, especially because when I worked there, they didn't give me hours, and I was a great young man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
putting in the time, they just couldn't respect it.
Word. Facts.
What was the worst job you had? Was it Hollister?
I wouldn't say Hollister because it was a seasonal job. So like the older I got, the more I realized, oh, this is just how it goes. They give you like 2 hours a week, and then they kick you to the curb. But the worst I had, I was working at a hospital, and I was working as a secretary in the radiology department. So all I saw pretty much was like cancer patients, and like there was like times where I would call people saying like, "Oh yeah, so and so still coming in," and they're like, "No, sorry to let you know, but they died." And like I hear them getting sad because I'm reminding them of it. Like,
that was you that had to do that?
yeah, it was just that was just a really stressful job. I didn't like how I would go home and consistently think about it. I couldn't make music the same that I wanted to. That's when my like sound went a little bit darker. But like it wasn't that made me truly upset. It was more so like the people that I worked with, I felt like they all had it out for me because I was really young, and I really, in their eyes, I didn't deserve the job because it was high paying and I was young and made mistakes sometimes, but it was up to the doctors to check those mistakes instead of depend on me. Not because of my age, it's just their job.
Yeah.
So there was one point that somebody, like one patient had got a CAT scan like within a span of 2 weeks twice, which isn't a good thing, but they didn't check his information. So it's like, yeah, it went past me, but you guys are supposed to check before you send them into the machine.
Because it's not good to be exposed to that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they all just try to like pin it on me just so they can get out of trouble. So I just resigned because I was like, man, look, that's BS. I don't want to work somewhere where I'm not wanted and everybody's just like hating on me, because I believe that people can look at you with jealousy and it can actually affect your life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like to put myself in bad areas.
And it's already a heavy ass job.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, for sure. What advice would you have for artists that are like working a job to like make their music or their art happen?
Damn, there's so much advice that went through my head. I was like, don't do cocaine.
Do cocaine.
I'm thinking like, what have I lived through that I could say instead of like the average bullshit that everybody says. If you're finding yourself in a bind where you can't afford all of the expenses that it takes to be an artist and you don't have management that'll pay for everything, it's a really good time to learn everything yourself. Like, not to become egotistical and not let anybody engineer or produce your music because you feel like, oh, I know myself the best. Like, work with people still, but learn how to produce just in case you don't have money one day. Learn how to engineer if you can, just so you don't have to depend on anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even just knowing that, like, you could be more hands-on with your engineer.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
You can get everything sounding to how you want it, and then you won't be hovering over people. I literally had a flashback or something. But, like, hovering over people saying, yeah, I want it to sound like this, and not know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's definitely has to be a very frustrating thing.
I don't blame the person, because I'm just thinking about it. This interview is going to come out. They're going to see it probably. Like, I don't blame the person, but it is, as an engineer, and I love this person. I'm not even going to say his name, because if he doesn't see it, he doesn't see it. But I love this person. But as an engineer, it is very frustrating when somebody says, like, make something more bright. It's the exact word that they use. It's like, there's no knob for brightness. You can't describe sound with pictures, even if you can visualize it. And I think I understood eventually what he meant. He wanted me to take the lows out.
That. Yeah.
But he said make the reverb more bright. And then he would say add a lot more reverb, but then certain times he meant really the delay. And it's like,
yeah, people
it's
mix
tricky.
up reverb and delay.
Yeah, they mix up reverb and delay, and like the lows, highs, and mids is a pretty easy concept to understand.
Yeah.
Like, but a lot of people just don't get it. I thought you were like smoking a blunt. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like, okay.
Cool. Way cooler, right?
Yeah. So we can go back to like the clean water for Newark thing. Yeah. So what, like, kind of explain like what you've been doing for that and like what exactly the crisis is there.
So their lead levels are higher than Flint, Michigan's. Like, which is a big statement because we saw how viral that went when that was first caught on, and I've heard that Flint still doesn't have clean water. But the issue about this is we need to get this fixed because it's affecting Newark. But recently I found out that it's starting to spread. Like, I've heard Bloomfield has really bad water now too, and I live the town that's next after that, which is Montclair. Who knows if it's going to get to us because, it's pretty much the suburbs. But, like, even if you're not thinking about yourself, like, have a heart, yo. Like, could you imagine you have to, like, worry about taking a shower or brushing your teeth, or your kids taking a shower or brushing their teeth? Like, I'm literally taking this part directly from something that I just saw. I just don't remember where I caught it from. But this woman was saying that, like, when a 2-year-old, a toddler, or a young kid takes a shower, they're drinking the shower water.
Yeah.
When they're brushing their teeth, they're swallowing the water. You know what I'm saying? They're not mentally thinking like, oh, this water is going to kill me. They're not aware of the lead and
think about how long those levels have been there too.
And I've had like I was in a house where there was lead poisoning at one point, and they said that's why like I have ADHD. But like, imagine it's just coming out of your pipes. Like this can really affect the people over there. And it seems like not many people are caring. As I said before the mics are cut on, like I'm just like talking to people about it in public, trying to like pass out flyers, but it seems like I'm getting a lot less support than I do when it comes to music, because people just don't care. But
yeah,
thankfully you guys care, because you guys brought how many bottles of water?
That's 200.
That's 200. Holy crap! Great, thank you so much.
No problem.
But yeah. So I said, all right, fuck whoever doesn't care. Can I curse?
Yeah.
All right, so fuck whoever doesn't care. Whoever does care, let's all try to build up a fund and just get as much water as we can. I'll pay for the truck and take the time to actually deliver all of this shit. Let's do this. And we made enough money to send over, I think it was over 7,000 bottles.
That's awesome.
Like, good Lord. Like,
yeah.
So it proved to me that people do care. It's just like walking day to day outside and whatnot. People don't like to be walked up to, because, you know, we're just in the times of the internet and the iPhone and stuff. But we're trying to do it again. And when I say we're, the first time it was just me. And some of my friends helped out with like deliveries and stuff like that. But as far as organization, it was me. Now I'm working with National Clean Water, and we're trying to raise $7,000 to deliver a bunch of boxed water to Newark, so we can also, you know, help the environment and not use as much plastic and whatnot. But when is it gonna come out?
Be a couple weeks, probably a few weeks.
All right, so it probably won't make it in time. But October 12th, we're supposed to be having a fundraising event.
Yeah, we'll definitely shout it out.
All right, cool. If you guys could at least send me this clip. So,
of course.
Yeah, because I really appreciate this. And hopefully, like, people see that you're trying to change the world out here, too. And you know, follow people like you. Because I feel like we give people who don't actually deserve the followings they have. Yeah.
It's definitely an interesting thing. With the responsibility of people with followings, because there's no clear cut, you know, like blueprint of what exactly you're supposed to do with your influence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people probably do a lot of work quietly too. Yeah. So, but you definitely are right that there is a ton of people with followings that aren't doing much.
I was watching the video of Billie Eilish and like Woody Harrelson talking about how we need to do something about climate change.
Viral on Twitter.
Yeah, and it was funny that, you know, people were bagging on her outfit and stuff. But what surprised me, I didn't think I was going to see this, was everybody was so mad at them. Yeah. They're like, why are you telling us to do it when you guys have this amount of money in between both of you? Yeah. And I don't know how much I agree with it, because at the end of the day, like, you know, they're not obligated to use their money in that way. But I think if you're going to go spreading that message, you should do a little more than just say something.
But they might have.
I mean, this is why, like, I tell people that that follow me on Twitter, like, I retweet a lot of different things, but it's not like always me saying, yo, I agree with this or I full on support this. Is more like, hey, yo, look at this. Yeah. And that was a look at this moment, because I totally agree with everybody, but I also feel like, yo, you guys don't know how much they are doing behind the scenes, and they took the time out to actually say something here about it. But it just felt weird to have that actor and Billie Eilish. I felt like Billie Eilish should have had her own video and he should have had his own video, because it kind of felt like, yo, you rich ass people. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel as genuine as it should have been. Also, the way that they were talking, sometimes, like, this is not to criticize how people talk, because I talk funny as hell, but like, you can tell how genuine somebody cares about something, and it was something just a little off-putting about the delivery.
Yeah, it's probably just they're reading off a teleprompter.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Yeah, so something similar to that. I saw people saying, Kanye is dropping Jesus is king, but he has nothing to do with Jesus and because he's making like billions of dollars. Like, where's all the money that he's giving away and Like, all of these books, like all of these religious books tell you don't do things for the sake of other people. Like, just do good to do good. Don't give $1 million and then go on Instagram like, yeah, I just gave $1 million, because that's gonna block your blessings. In fact, the only reason that I did it with the last video that I did was because everybody funded the water, so it's like I owe this content to you guys to show you that it actually went to the right place. But I believe that Kanye probably did a lot that we just don't know about. So like, why are you bagging on him when you probably have $100 but haven't gave one?
Yeah.
You know, Kanye might have $1 billion and have given 900 million. Who knows?
Yeah, I've never really heard too much about Kanye being charitable, but that's also like, you know.
But do you have to hear it for it to be happy?
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. It's definitely interesting the path that he's gone down now, and I don't know. Like he was saying, like he's never gonna make secular music again. I don't know. I don't know. Like with Kanye, he's been one of my favorite artists for a long time, but like he's just like a prime example of just someone who once you get to a certain point of celebrity, like I just really can't trust it.
Yeah. I mean, I know he said that, but he also said it in a freestyle. Yeah. And we know how much Kanye rants and then says things that he means at the time, but you know, may change later. I hope he does stay true to that though, because like I know some people will be like, damn, we'll never have another this, another that, but we got it already. You know, it is what it is. Let's see what Kanye is evolving into. Even if the music ends up being trash, hopefully it's not. At least he's I just want him to be at peace in mind. Because when he was had that period where he was going to many different interviews to talk about his drug issues and whatnot, not like he does like heavy drugs, but like his opioid addiction and stuff, like he just seemed really like bugged out, and like he just wasn't happy, and that he just seemed like he was just really in distress. And I don't like to see him nor any celebrity or anybody like that. So even if, I don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio comes out with really shitty movies, like he does not, but I'm saying if he did, as long as he's super happy with where he wants to be in life, I just want people to be happy again and, you know, just be themselves without worrying about judgment of the world.
Yeah. I've always hated, like, kind of to bring it back to the Kanye thing. You know when Kid Cudi went through that weird phase where he came out with, like, a lot of experimental music?
Yeah.
Like, I always hated how people, like, I didn't like it. I didn't listen to the albums.
Yeah.
But people hated on him for, like, trying something new.
Yeah.
And I think that's just ridiculous. Like, you, as an artist, how can you be expected to make the same song for 15 fucking years? Like, that's...
You have to take risks.
Yeah.
Like...
But there's a difference between saying, like, oh, I don't like it, and then saying, yo, this is trash.
Yeah.
Because... y'all know why. Like,
Yeah, no, Kid Cudi specifically, though, like, it's definitely interesting how he's been looked at for, like, all of his issues.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel like he didn't really get the same support as a lot of other artists in that situation. Like, now he is, and now people, I think, get it.
A lot of people are saying, like, he's the GOAT and whatnot, and I agree with that, but nobody's treating him like it. Like, that last album that he dropped, the one with the pink cover... Like it was
that was
all
good.
black.
Yeah, Baptized in Fire, maybe.
Yeah,
that was a song.
Yeah,
like,
or Shooting Demons or something like that.
Yeah, that was a cool album.
That was a great album.
I love that song with Pharrell.
Yeah.
Surfing. That was such a fun song.
Yo,
And
honestly,
3 Sack song.
Yeah.
Oh
that
yeah,
song
hell
was
yeah.
amazing. Didn't he have 3 Sax features on?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, like no,
That's
that
goat
album.
shit.
That album was absolutely amazing, but it wasn't talked about. It didn't sell too well. And it's like, yo, where are all of these people who saying, yo, Kid Cudi's the GOAT? Like, where are y'all now?
They're listening to Man on the Moon.
Yeah, they're still like, and it's like, yo, like just because somebody did that once doesn't classify them as the GOAT. Although I feel like Cudi is one of the greatest artists of all time because he set the tone for a lot of things in today's music. But dropping one great album or 2 great albums doesn't make you the GOAT. I get why people call Kanye the GOAT, Jay-Z the GOAT, Kendrick the GOAT, even J. Cole, and I would even say Logic. I'm not too happy with how his music turned out today, but who gives a fuck about my opinion? But he has 3 classic mixtapes and at least 2 classic albums.
Yeah, he would definitely not be in that discussion for me. Like, just because I think there's like a level of consistency you need to keep up, and like he's gone so far off
but
of quality.
It's like consistency versus discredit. You know, like if I would hope that. I mean, I feel like I have to make at least one more great album. I feel like the gray area is somewhere around great, and Trust the Weird Kids is so conceptually tight that even if the music isn't as great as I am yet, that's considered great. If I can drop one really, really great album, if the rest of the music that I drop from my career is like trash, I'd still hope that I have those day one fans that are just like, yeah, not liking his new music, but never deny that he did this and did that, you know? And I feel like if Logic heard that he did do great things, that would maybe make him like go back to what he was doing instead of just saying like, oh, your music's trash now, go back to this, go back to that. That's so frustrating as an artist. And I get that now. Nobody says I'm trash, but like people tell me to do songs that I did years ago. Like, oh yeah, it's still that I know song, that Good Riddance song. Yeah, they're great songs and they're not too far back. But I'm not just gonna keep making the same thing again because that's not progression. Like those songs are there for a reason, and if that's the case, why aren't those songs still doubling and tripling in streams? Like, say what you mean if you're gonna say it.
Yeah, I feel that. I think with like dropping one album that's great, and then like even if the rest of your career isn't the same, I think it kind of comes down to like how you handle yourself publicly. Like if the music falls off a little bit, but like your personality and image and just like overall presence is still there, and you're still likable, then I think the general public will be okay with it to a degree. Yeah, like there's that, like Kanye for example, like, you know, if Kanye dropped Ye like 5-6 years ago, like right after like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, we would all we'd be like, what the fuck's this? But
wait, what? I think people would have.
I just think just because of like, you know.
No,
like,
I agree with you. I had to actually think.
Yeah, like it's not mixed and mastered to the same degree. It feels unfinished, and it's like, but since he's built this image, this almost like mystique,
he doesn't have to like worry about expressing himself fully because people understand him already since he's an established artist.
Yeah, for sure.
I get that.
And I mean, the quality of the music is still a thing. Yeah. Like Logic, for example, I think he's like almost completely lost like the average rap fan. Like, you know, like lyrical, like fans of like mostly lyrical shit, they'll hold on to Logic forever. But like someone who's just listening to new music, they're probably off of Logic by now.
You know what the problem is? Logic did so amazing at the beginning of his career, and I mean content wise, that I feel like the true rap fans or just fans of rap actually still check back every time he's doing something. Like if Logic were to drop an album today, I'm listening. Like,
I'm done.
No matter what. Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry that you're done.
No, like
I feel like most people are just like, yo, man, Logic, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. But I'm still listening every single time.
I mean, I was never like the biggest Logic fan, but like I respected him. I like that. The suicide prevention song. Yeah. I respected what he was going for, but I just like artistically, I feel like it's like one of the.
I like that song.
Really?
I liked it because it made me feel something. I guess, I mean, like, everybody's had a dark period in their life and whatnot, but, like, I was in, like, a really, really dark period that I wish that song would have came out then. You know, like, thank God I didn't end my life then, but, like, if I knew what I knew now, like, there's songs like that on, there's songs like Never Been. I don't know if you guys know that one, but it was on the Everybody album, where it's, like, people will just be like, oh, he's just rapping about the same stuff, and it's like, but sometimes it is about the music and how things make you feel. The number one issue that I have with music nowadays is it doesn't make you feel anymore. It just doesn't.
Some does.
But for the majority, like, and that's my problem with Logic's catalog, because people didn't even like the Everybody album. That's the one with the suicide prevention song on there. But I love that album because
that was pretty good.
Yeah, it made me feel something still, and that's all I cared about. I'm like, yeah, maybe he's lazy with the rapping sometimes, but like I still feel something. Now people are just hyping him up with the whole like Bobby Tarantino series, and it's like, yeah, this is dope, it's good, but where's that Logic that really made you think and feel? And then I think he took that advice from whoever said that to him, and then dropped his most recent album, the Mad Mind thing. Or Strange Mind, or whatever he said.
Yeah,
Confessions of a
Dangerous Mind.
There we Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. And that album, it didn't come out good because it wasn't balanced.
Yeah, I don't like. I just kind of. I think my take on Logic is that I don't like his take on a lot of things. Like I remember I like listened to like 2 songs off that, and like he had some bar about like Kanye makes him
ill like Kanye.
yeah, and I was just like, I don't like that
was
bar.
super cringe. I don't know. You know what's funny though? Sometimes like I think that was a Kanye moment for him, as in like a lot of times Kanye has said things where it's like, what the fuck were you thinking? But then he gets to come out and explain what he meant by that. And I think like when I heard that, I was immediately put off, and I was like, oh, that's cringe. But I took the time to think, and like, damn, what if like what he was trying to say is like, you guys shouldn't mistreat people who have mental issues wrong because they turn out to be really great people. Maybe if I had mental issues like Kanye, I would be as great as him. And I think he just worded it wrong. But when I say it like that in conversation, it's just like, oh, okay. Like you are saying that somebody with a disability can still be great, and you're trying to set a good example through that.
I think often people with disabilities are great.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, think about like especially people on the autism spectrum like have greater abilities at math, computer coding than the average person. Like they're like every kind of brain has specific traits that it excels at beyond other, you know, people's brains, which I think is definitely like, that's why I don't think it would be good to like fully correct everyone, you know, or like overly medicate and shit. Like, cause they're obviously, if someone's unhappy and they're a danger to people around them and or themselves, they need to be medicated. But I think to a certain degree, like we should almost let people be a little crazy.
I feel
at least with their thoughts.
I agree with you, but like, look, I've never smoked weed a day in my life, right? But like, I feel like certain things, like, they should have THC pills for depression. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like all of these unnecessary chemicals that you're putting into this person's body to make them believe that they're happy when they're really not. Like maybe a actual chill pill made from natural herbs and whatnot to solve that, and actually talking to somebody. The problem with most of these doctors is they don't give a fuck, yo. They like, I had a doctor who told me that I have liver issues about 7 months ago. I don't drink, right? I don't drink protein shakes either, which are 2 things that can really mess up your liver. But they said that's what my liver is showing signs of. So it's alarming. That doctor's office just doesn't pick up anymore. So, I mean, just now today, as I said, that was 7 months ago, I just switched my doctor. And these people at this new office care a lot more, but it's just like, yo, I could have died by now if it was truly an emergency. Yeah. These people don't really give a fuck. They're just there to make their money and worry about their lives. Yeah. Or most of them. I don't want to say all of them.
I'd say some of them. Yeah. I'd say most doctors have had.
There's like, I think some that I'm excited for the future is like research into psychedelics with depression, because it's like the complete opposite of what we have now. It's like, you know, something that you have to be on every day, as opposed to an experience that you have
you
once.
Actually have to face your fears in that trip.
And then you work through it with someone, and it's all controlled, and then, you know, the studies so far have shown that it's benefiting people for weeks to months after. So I think like that's kind of the future of medicine in a way. Like I've always thought the best way like a doctor's office could run is if like they could basically give you like a full list of like, you know, what you need, what you don't, and like just tailor like your diet, your exercise plan to like exactly what you need. But instead it's just kind of like broad.
But sometimes statements. They don't know. They don't know, it's kind of scary. Like if you tell somebody to do the wrong thing, they could die. Like so that's hard, and I think that's the only reason why psychedelics haven't been accepted into the medical field as much as they should be. But like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you think about it, Devin? You know a lot about this.
Well, I think like the main problem with doctors and prescribing medicine, we were talking about this earlier. It kind of proves that they're looking at depression as like a pure biological thing, which like that's not the case for a lot of people. Like you can measure 100 depressed brains. They're like, it's not going to be serotonin or like there's no depression test basically. They thought they had one in the 80s. Like it turned out to be super inaccurate. And I don't know. I really think it's like more of a societal problem than anything. And I think like psychedelics are pointing towards that, you know?
I think the issue, sorry to interrupt.
Well, no, I'm just saying like the psychedelics are maybe proof that it's not all biological, because they're not they're not changing your brain chemistry.
Yeah.
Especially psilocybin and acid. It doesn't literally does not alter anything. And if you're getting success with that, like,
Yeah, it's
what
definitely-
does that say about medicine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I think another issue would be the fact that all the medications used for it now were developed to treat them, whereas like that they can make money off of, that they can profit off of. And
Shit, you know Turker,
yeah,
Yeah. We had him on.
Oh, dope. I saw the mad minds in the back. I'm sorry. See, ADHD. I told you.
no free advertisement. But
My bad.
I don't know. I just think it's like the psychedelics have been around for a while too, and I think they'd be a little more hesitant to use something that just so happens to fight depression and just so happens to help with it,
And be a one-time thing.
as opposed
Yeah.
to something that they manufactured specifically to treat depression,
And that you have to keep getting.
and you have to keep getting.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. Nah, it's like, but that, what you brought up about it being societal is definitely interesting. Because I, from, like you said before, like you heard something from somewhere. I can't cite the source, but I heard someone say, like, were our grandparents having all these anxiety attacks? Like, was it the same, or is it a product
I think
of...
nobody talked about it, yo.
Yeah.
Honestly.
People were having them for sure.
Like, I think there were like mad homosexuals and mad orgies and stuff, just mad taboo stuff back then.
it was a good time.
Yeah,
If you were, if you
that
were
just,
in on it.
Yeah, if nobody were talking about, because it was like not allowed to be talked
Or
about.
they didn't even know what it was,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, I think if we talked more, that would solve a lot too. I feel like we shouldn't be as judged as we are. I think everybody, like every human, needs to like step beside himself and says like, "Yo, who the fuck am I really?" And once everybody does that, it'd be easier to just say like, "Yo, I have," and this is just an example. Or actually, you know what? Let me be real. I have anxiety and depression and I think it's because I had a traumatic experience when I was a child, and I was molested, or I was raped, or I was bullied. Like, we should be able to just talk about these things without being judged, laughed at, or whatnot. Because if we were able to, it'd be able to get out of our mind.
Yeah.
It'd become more of a normalized thing, because believe it or not, all of these things are happening to a lot of people, and it's just not reported.
Yeah, I feel that way, like, big time about suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, like, I've had them, and I'll probably continue to have them for my whole life.
Yeah,
But it's like...
hard hill to get over.
Yeah, but it's like, how many people are actually having those? A fuck ton.
Yeah.
But there's like a fear when you come out and say that you have those, where you think that people are just going to be watching you all the time. And,
Yep.
and you can't just say, hey, I'm thinking this. I'm not serious about it, but this is just going through my head.
But imagine if, like, I mean, we are becoming, like, we're in a more open time, but imagine if everybody who's ever had a suicidal thought just came out and said it.
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't feel as uncomfortable to be watched.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I'm not the only person in the world who feels like this. I'm not the only person in the world who's being watched. Like, there are a bunch of people with this condition, and we're all just trying to help each other out.
That's some of the beauty about everybody being so connected right now. It's got like its pros and cons too, but I think there's less people living on like an individual basis, where in previous generations, if you had like depression or anxiety, it was...
You're sad, fucking weirdo. Like, yeah.
You're the odd one, yeah.
It was
Rub
tough.
some dirt on it.
Yeah.
It was tough to just rub some dirt on it. It was tough to just overlook it and keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. And now more than ever, a million strangers will reach out to you if you post one thing on Twitter.
Yeah.
And that's one of the greatest things about like the snowflake generation, is that there's more support now than there ever was.
Yeah. And
The only thing about it is, like, some people take advantage of it for attention.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah, they do victimize themselves a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And, like, the first time that I ever said, like, well, no, not the first time, but the second time that I said, like, yo, honestly, I'm about to go home. I literally just told the nurse, like, yo, I'm about to go home and jump off the roof. Like, because I was failing. But I didn't mean it. I was just saying that. And then they took it, like, way too seriously. And I can't say way too seriously. She was great for, like, trying to do something just in case I was really feeling like that. But, like, that was kind of me asking for attention, negative attention. So I hope people don't take advantage of that, because, there's people who actually care now.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, like, I'm glad we live in this generation. Only thing that's hard now is living in the same generation as like one of the toughest generations, and that's like the boomers. Like, yo, like their personalities be so off the wall. I'm not even gonna say who, but somebody who's older in my life was pretty much trying to explain to me how rape can sometimes be the victim's fault.
Oh yeah, I had the same thing happen to me last week.
Yo, and I'm just like, I want to get mad and stuff, but I have respect for the person, so it's like I can't do that.
Yeah.
And also because I would know it would be a waste, they still wouldn't get it. But it's like, for everything they said, I had an answer. They were saying, "Oh, a woman shouldn't be," or he said like, I was raped. Well, were you out drinking? Were you at a frat house drinking with a bunch of frat boys on that have this negative stigma? And I'm like, although that isn't a smart move to do, that doesn't mean you should blame them. Somebody still attacked them and they should be held accountable. It's not the fact that somebody did something stupid. It's just when somebody does something wrong, they should be held accountable for it, no matter how easy it was to get done.
Yeah, it's the most bullshit narrative.
Yeah.
Like what you wear is asking for it. It's complete horseshit.
Yep.
And it's crazy it's still out there.
Yeah.
And I mean,
but it will be.
Yeah,
it will be because sometimes, like, and I've never been a victim blamer, but sometimes somebody does something that is very, very irresponsible, and it ends up that way. It's like if I go through, forgot that like none of you are from Newark, but like I don't know. Let's just say I go through a really bad street, right, and I have $100,000 chain on. If I don't tuck it, somebody's gonna rob me. And if I tell people like, yo, I was robbed, yeah, the police should definitely try to get that person. People are gonna look at you like, what were you doing on this well-known danger street with the chain out, just taking a chance like that? Like, why take the chance?
I don't think there's like a rape equivalent for that.
Yeah, there's not, and I'm not trying to say that either, but I'm just saying that shit, I forgot what I was saying.
No, I know what you mean though. Just in general, like, because of like Me Too.
It's never your fault, but be safe. Just try your best to be safe. Yes, men should try way harder to not rape. I mean, like, it's not that hard. Just don't.
Come on, fellas.
Like, come on, bros. But like,
my boys.
Yeah, but the world just isn't where I want it to be right now. So like, please. Not even ladies, just ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Like, if you're in jail and you somehow are hearing this podcast, by the graces of God, like,
which please become our fan.
We
will
like, just
call in.
Please don't be afraid to shower with everybody. Shower when everybody is there, so you're not alone and somebody just comes in and takes advantage. Like, try to move accordingly to situations.
Yeah, stay out of danger.
As much as bars of soap in jail.
Why hasn't jail been using body wash?
Yeah, right. Because that slips easier. Like,
God damn. Yeah.
But yo, I mean, I say this, yo, like, if everybody truly followed their religions, and I'm not saying follow my religion or anything, if everybody truly followed their religions, there would be no issues.
Or just like general code.
Yeah,
like for me, like I was like turned off to religion.
Yeah,
like I had a very negative religious experience.
That's understandable. But I'm saying, like, some of these people who are out here drinking and partying and getting hurt, it's just like, yo, you was just in church on Sunday saying, yeah, nobody should drink. Why are you here Friday getting blacked out drunk? Like, that's just.
But it's like, how many people in the church are doing that?
No, not all people. I'm not saying all people.
But I'm saying like, I mean like more than you think.
Oh, well,
like,
that's true too. But as I was saying, like, if everybody didn't, I'm just using the example of a Christian, but just place anybody who prohibits drinking, right? You're not gonna go anywhere drunk if you're following that. If there's a religion that prohibits sex out of marriage, you're not gonna catch herpes unless you're catching it from the person that you're married to. And if everybody listens to like no sex before marriage, which is like nearly impossible, let's be real. But if everybody followed that, nobody would have, or way less people would have herpes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like if people followed what they believed in.
Yeah, like religious codes are weird to me because like there's obviously so many positives in them.
Yeah.
But then also like just like, I mean, I only really know about like Catholicism like in depth, but it's like a lot of those rules and ways were kind of just meant to keep people in line in like a lawless time.
Yeah.
And like I don't know how many of them really apply today? Like in terms of the specifics, the big morals, I think will always be really critical.
Well, I mean, in all of the religions, like let's just say all of these words were from God. In all of these religions, like most of these things says like, yo, you're gonna be punished if this and this happens. But 9 times out of 10, it's not God saying like, yo, y'all need to punish these people. It's more like, yo, you're gonna have to deal with me in the end. So like that's how I feel about like homophobia. Like there's no excuse for it because there's nowhere in the Bible, Quran, or Torah that says like, yo, beat gay people, or like you can't hire them, or they can't do this or that. There's not rules on that. So don't be a hypocrite. If God says, yeah, these people aren't cool, that doesn't mean it's your job to torture or judge them. Let everybody do whatever the hell they want, because that's how we were made. We were made with free minds.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's like, yeah, the whole like judgment thing is always weird to me too, because I just like that, like that's like you have to believe in free will. Yeah. And like, you know, and I like that, I always like juggle that in my mind. Yeah. You know, because it's just, it's, yeah, we will never know. Yeah. Completely.
Until we die.
Yeah. Yeah. The moment of truth. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we're at an hour. That's like usually what we do. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
We ended on such a serious topic.
Yeah. So we could lighten it up.
All right. Word. Where's the bleaching cream?
Yeah, man. You got anything you want to tell the people about?
Yo, there's just mad shit on the way. I'm trying to think what will be like out by the time that this is out. If I'm calculating this correctly, new music video out by It called Headshot, featuring me, directed by Who the Wiz. Also, there's a feature coming soon between me and, if you're familiar with rappers who are usually more popular on YouTube than other platforms, I don't want to use the title YouTube rapper because I want to limit them. There's a song with me, Moxis, and Crypt coming out. What else? Sheesh. I don't know if I would be announcing my next album by then. I'm thinking like future tense, but not too far in the future. But look forward to big moves. Follow me on Instagram at Samad Savage and follow them, and yo, give them I don't know if the camera is seeing all of this. I see myself in the camera a little.
Yeah, we should be able to see it.
All right, yeah.
Yo, at least 40
all
bottles.
of this natural spring water provided by Weiss Quality since 1912.
You've been doing it.
That's like cream of the crop.
Like, yeah, this is the real deal, and Newark is going to be able to. Some people in Newark are going to be able to take showers or drink or brush their teeth with this water because of them. So, you know, I was going to say make some noise because I'm used to like hosting a show, but we can do from your home. Make some noise.
Yeah, give some water to Newark.
Yes, facts. And eventually, it seems like give some water to Bloomfield. Just take care of your communities, please, and stop littering, please. Like, pretty please.
With sugar on top.
Yeah, hella sugar, but not too much because diabetes is real too.
All right, guys, it's been a great installment of the Overstimulated podcast. Catch you later. Dope.
Nice.
Got it.
Sleepers?
Yeah. That was dope, man.
Or yo, thank you guys for having me. That was fun.